Sagittal.
Sagittal or frontal?
Frontal.
Think about
Frontal.
sagittal or frontal.
Sagittal is like this.
Frontal.
So, transverse.
No,
I
just
don't know.
frontal.
Huh?
Frontal.
Frontal. Because it is anterior posterior. Okay? Sagittal is right and left.
Left.
So one half here, one half here.
Just really quick.
You can see what.
Now this is vena cava. This one, kidney, both kidney. This is the right side. This is left side. This one is adrenal gland. And here is the pelvis. Here is the medulla, the reddish part. Cortex, the after the medulla. Ureter, bladder, you know that. Trigon. Prostate gland. Urethra, here. Bladder. Ostia of ureter, opening.
Will this be in the exam?
Huh?
Will this be in the
This is for practical. For practical.
Okay.
You have the practical, right? Because I have to cover everything. For the written and for the practical. Now this one. This is the section. Right? Frontal section, you see. Okay. On the practical, you will see some question from here. So, this is medulla, nephron. You see that? Nephron is where? Between medulla. Those are the white lines. And collecting duct. Compare over there. Compare with the over there. The white ones. The white. Renal papilla. This is the cup shaped. They'll ask you this one most likely on the practical. Minor calyx. The renal papilla, they opens into the minor calyx. And then minor calyx open into the major calyx. Pyramid, the broad wide band of medulla. Cortex and capsule. Same thing. But here, what is different here? You see the renal artery. This is renal artery. Now, renal artery is dividing into segmental. Can you see that? Yes. Segmental. Segmental is dividing again interlobar. That's why they might give you in the practical. That's why you need to know those divisions. Segmental, then interlobar, then arcuate, which is circuit, arcuate, the circle. Up to here, there will be. This one, this is also there will give, yes. This one, the white tube, that's the collecting duct. The white one. So compare with the models. You have here. That's the collecting duct. Renal papilla. Vasa recta. Those are small vessels. Next come to, look at this, glomerulus. Can you see that? Here. Renal corpuscle on the top. Efferent arterial and efferent arterial. This is difficult. They'll give you from here collecting duct or the artery divisions. Then cortical nephrons and juxtamedullary nephrons. This is superficial, this is deep. These two will be also in the written exam, which I gave you, right?
No.
With the location. So for the written exam, you just need to start. The question is there, you just need to start. If you cannot write, which means I will assume that you don't start. Okay? It's not like that I'm not giving you the questions. I am giving you the question. All you have to do, you have to memorize, you have to start. That's the tricky part. Every exam has a tricky part. Multiple choice has a tricky part, as you said. Written exam, I'm giving everything, no stress, but you cannot memorize. That's the tricky part. Which one is more difficult? Practical, multiple choice, or the written? Huh? Written, I'm giving you everything. Why is it difficult? Multiple
No, I thought
choice.
you're asking in general.
Multiple choice, they will not give anything.
Yeah.
Again, glomerulus, these two. Renal corpuscle, the white ones, small. Efferent, afferent. Proximal convoluted tubule. Loop of Henle, here. This is the U-shaped area. That's called loop of Henle. Thick ascending limb. Distal convoluted tubule. Bowman's capsule. That's the glomerulus. That's the podocyte. That's the glomerulus. Bowman's capsule, the whole thing. Renal corpuscle and juxtamedullary cells. And macula densa cells.
I mean, over here it says Bowman's capsule, but then it also says renal corpuscle. It's
Which one?
oh, the whole thing is called renal
Mhm.
corpuscle.
PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule. Not patient care technicians. Okay. What is it? Patient care technician. PCT. Proximal convoluted tubule. CVA. CVS. What is CVA? CVA. Cardiovascular accident. No. Cerebrovascular accident. CVA. That's it. So, on the kidney, you don't have too many models, only whatever you see in front of you. That's all. And you have a viscera here. Usually, I don't see they give you the viscera because how they are going to put the sticker.
No, это не желательно плачет.
Shoot. When is it?
Okay, now
But the long what's it taking beautiful process?
can you look into the video?
Yes.
This is the last week, 2 weeks before we dissected, right? All of you did that? You have the racks over here. So you know how to dissect. Once you dissect, then the urinary system.
Okay, amazing bio kids, we're now ready for another dissection video. I'm sure you're so excited. So the next one is going to be the urinary system as well as the miscellaneous structures. Okay, so that's the part of your packet that you want to take a look at. All right, so we're going to start with the urinary system. All right, urinary system. and squeeze the urine, which is urea and water, down to the urinary bladder. So it goes kidney, ureter,
This
and
you have to
urinary
know.
bladder
They will
is
give you
right here. Now
identify.
this is a male. Okay, so I'm gonna try to zoom in right here a little bit for y'all. Okay, that's connective tissue. That is the urinary bladder right here. Now what's beside it we'll talk about in the reproductive video, but this is the bladder. Okay, so one more time, it goes kidney, ureter, urinary bladder. From there it will exit. Now this is a male, so it will exit out the penis. His urethra is right there. It's the same opening for sperm as it is for urine. Okay, the female, I do want to show you on her just in case, because you never know what wraps we use for the practical. Okay, if I move these over, okay, there's her kidney. You can see it right there. Okay, kidney. Her ureter is right here. Okay, ureter. And then her urinary bladder, I have to kind of look down in here. It's this little projection right there. Okay, that's urinary bladder. So there you go. There is the purpose of the urinary bladder, by the way, is just to store the urine, which is urea and water, until it's ready to be excreted out of the body. Okay, her urethra is this opening. Okay, girls have 3, so that's urethra. Below that is the vagina, and then the anus is by the tail right there. So urethra's right there. Okay, miscellaneous organs. We're going to cover a few of these. I think, we went over a few with digestive, but it's good to do it again. I'm going to use that email wrap because her liver is beautiful. We'll start off with the liver. It's this giant organ right here, right below the diaphragm. There's the diaphragm muscle, okay, right here. And if you lift the diaphragm up, you can see all the different lobes of the liver. Remember, its job, it has several jobs. One, the most important with digestive, is to produce bile and release it to mechanically emulsify lipids. That means break them down into smaller pieces. Okay, the liver also has other functions. One of the most common that I'm sure you've heard of is it's responsible for detoxification of drugs, alcohol, and poisons. That's why people sometimes who are alcoholics or drug addicts may have heard of a condition called cirrhosis of the liver. Okay, so that's the second function. The third function, and we talked about this in the fall, is it's capable of taking excess glucose that you have if you eat a lot of sugars, stores it as glycogen until later, or it can take glycogen and break it down into glucose whenever you need it. So like if you're between meals, then its job is to take some of that excess glycogen and break it down. Okay, so that's the liver. All right, another one, let's talk next about the pancreas. We mentioned that one in the digestive video. I'll show you this one because it's a different wrap. Okay, here's the liver, I lift it up. Okay, there is the stomach, we lift it up. All this bumpy stuff right here. Okay, this is the pancreas. So remember, its job, okay, if it's for the digestive system, because it actually belongs to 2 systems, if it's digestion, it's going to produce that sodium bicarbonate at first to neutralize the acidic chyme over here in the duodenum. The second secretion it does is it releases those digestive enzymes, okay, called amylase, lipase, and trypsin, and that completes the chemical breakdown of all carbs, lipids, and proteins in the duodenum. Another function, though, and this belongs to the endocrine system, not digestive. In the endocrine system, this is the organ, y'all, that produces insulin and glucagon. I know you've all heard of insulin. Insulin is responsible for getting your blood sugar to come down. So if your blood sugar is high, the job of insulin is to make your cells more receptive to sugar. So sugar will be transported into the cells. It's taken out of the blood. Okay, but if you're eating a meal, like maybe you haven't eaten in a while, then the pancreas's job is to secrete a hormone called glucagon. And glucagon's job is to do the opposite. It tells the liver, hey dude, you stored up some excess glucose, can you do me a favor and break some free? So even though the liver is the organ that's storing the glucose as glycogen and breaks the glycogen down into glucose, it gets the signal from the pancreas. The pancreas is the one that produces the hormones that tells the liver to do that. That's why it's endocrine. It's a hormonal function that tells the liver to do its job. Okay, so insulin is when sugar's high, and glucagon is when your sugar's low, and its job is to get it to do the opposite. Okay, the next one, Mr. Spleen. Mr. Spleen, that's one of my favorites. I love it. It's right here on the side. You guys can see it right here. It's a little slender. We call it the slender spleen. It's usually acne maroon colored, kind of like the kidney. It does belong in the lymphatic system. Okay, lymphatic system. Its job is to, number 1, produce white blood cells. Okay, they're called lymphocytes that aid in immunity. So it produces some white blood cells that help fight infection. It also is in the red blood cell cemetery, from your body, because red blood cells only live about 120 days, and after that 120-day lifespan, the splene's job is to remove them from circulation. Okay? Alright, moving on to Mr. Thymus. We have to look above the heart for this. Okay, right here, it fits like a hat on top of the heart. It's kind of like hat shaped. You can see it right here. This whole thing is a gland. That's why it looks bumpy. Okay, it is made of epithelial tissue. Okay, its job, well, first of all, it's in the lymphatic system. Excuse me, it's in both. It's in lymphatic and endocrine. Seriously, go on. It's in lymphatic and endocrine. It belongs to two systems, but its job is the same. Bottom line, it aids in immunity. It helps fight infection. Okay, one cool thing is when you are born, your thymus gland is about twice the size as it is when you're an adult, because as you get older, you start to produce your own immune system, your own antibodies to fight infection, so there's no need for that thymus to be so large. So it takes a while for little kids to develop that immunity. So one more time, it's in lymphatic system. For lymphatic, it produces white blood cells to fight immunity, and then it's also part of the endocrine